Alright, I think I'm all set, everybody. Yes, I think I'm all set. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my first live stream. Been a bit of a rocky start so far, I will admit. But, welcome to what I am tentatively calling Funday Night Live. Oh. Not so good on the video output, huh? Well, we'll see how great or how crappy it is. I'll be checking this out later, I guarantee, because, like I said, this is mainly going to be for some audio-visual testing. I have the new webcam, which is supposed to be HD. It says 1080p right on the camera. My old one was up here. Here's the new camera. Old camera's up there. I believe that's 720p or something similar. So I just kind of wanted to test things out. I also have a mic that I got over Christmas. That's right here. I've been using that for about a week now, but now I just kind of want to do some testing. Like, this is mic position number 1. This is mic position number 2. Number 1. Number 2. But so it's not all boring stuff. As you may have heard while I was writing, going to do my video review. That'll be Tuesday's video review, I do believe. That's going to be Stone Brewing's Xocoveza Stout. Really excited to give that a try. I'm just going to check light levels here. See how it looks without the big overhead light. And how are we looking? Let's give it a second here. I'm going to close some of this stuff. Maybe that'll help with the video quality. I'm supposed to have good internet, but you all know how that can be. Alright, turning out the light now. Let's see how it looks. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. They need to be a little further away from the camera because top of my head is being cut off, but that's fine. So camera looks good. Awesome. Hello, everybody. Greetings from chilly Columbia, South Carolina, and mic test has been done, and we'll see how that goes. So as a reward for this, about probably 8 minutes? Yeah, 9 minutes of 9 minutes of me going through all my BS. I am going to reward you. Here's my opener with a very awesome beer tasting. This is Stone Brewing Company, Xocoveza, a winter spiced Mocha Stout. There it is. Hopefully this fits. I'm gonna be checking it out here in a second on the stream. There's a bit of a delay, probably about a 20-second delay if I had to guess. So let's see how I'm doing on that. Pretty close. Got it pretty good. What it says on the bottle: there's nothing like making a beer so beloved that people feel compelled to campaign for its return. So in the spirit of the holiday season, we are very pleased to give our fans the #1 item on their wish lists. That, as illustrated by the avalanche of social media requests, is Stone Xocoveza, an insanely delicious take on Mexican hot chocolate brewed with cocoa, coffee, pasilla peppers, vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg. First brewed in 2014 with San Diego homebrewer Chris Banker. After his recipe was named the winner of our annual homebrew competition, this beer is layered with smooth roastiness, chocolate, and a touch of spice. This creamy, semi-sweet mocha stout has gone from initially being a one-time offering to a yearly tradition thanks entirely to you. Happy holidays from all of us to all of you, and feel free to continue enjoying it long into the winter months, as this gem will age beautifully and is definitely not exclusive to the holidays. It says drink fresh or age as cellar temp. 8.1% alcohol. 50 IBUs. Information from the website was largely the same, though it does mention that they used English Challenger and East Kent Golding hops. Alright, grab my glass. Check it out. Got a full proper pint glass here, so it's not quite full, but that's alright. Fingers worth ahead, probably a little bit more than that. As I hold it up to the light, there's kind of some cola-ish highlights, but otherwise it is pretty darn close to pitch black, as you would expect out of a Mocha chocolate stout. Again, if you've been watching me at all, my nose is not great, but getting a little bit, I can get the coffee notes for sure. And I definitely getting a little bit of chocolate as well. Maybe just a hint of spice as well. Let's give it a taste. There's for me, a really, really great level of sweetness. Not overpowering, and it kind of steadily increases throughout the drinking experience. But it's not overpowering, it's not cloyingly sweet, but it's also not just kind of the baking chocolate or semi-sweet dark chocolate note that you get in a lot of stouts. Nice amount of spice as well. I'm normally not big on the winter spices, but they're fairly well tempered here and balanced very well. So the cocoa and chocolate have kind of come forward. The coffee is fairly well present throughout. And the peppers are incredibly subtle. The pasilla peppers they use there's no, at least to me, not really any heat to them, but there's a very subtle, very much underlying vegetable note at the very bottom. It's buried fairly well by the chocolate and the coffee and the spices and the vanilla, but it is there. It is present. It's just not it's just at the very, very bottom, and the very, very bottom of the tasting, and it's not overpowering, of course, but just very, very subtle. It maybe ramps up just a little bit at the very, very end of the drinking experience. The aftertaste is just a hint of sweetness, kind of on the back of the tongue, and otherwise chocolate and coffee. You don't really get the peppers in the aftertaste. But just really outstanding work from Stone. I had the 2015 Xocoveza. It was really, really excellent. I'm pretty sure I did a written review of it way back when, around the beginning of this blog. Really, really great. The peppers are getting a little bit more present. Maybe I'm just getting used to the sweetness a little bit. My palate may be adapting to that, and I'm getting, again, not in any way overpowering, overwhelming, anything like that, but I am starting to get the actual pepper note a little bit more. But terrific stout. Terrific, terrific beer. Quite possibly for me, one of the best ones Stone makes. Excuse me. Yeah, great stuff from Stone. Great stuff from Stone. So, just kind of some things to talk about. I want to kind of talk about the past week's video reviews, and then kind of what's next going forward in terms of the review scene at Poorly Reviewed Beer. The Westbrook 6th anniversary stout I did yesterday was outstanding, but frankly the previous two beers earlier in the week on Tuesday and Thursday were a little bit underwhelming. I had the full spectrum infrared IPA, which was not bad. Had some interesting things going on, decent things going on, but there was a funny note and kind of an odd aftertaste going on that just was a bit of a turnoff for me. It was maybe related to some of the little bit of tropical fruit I was getting. Maybe that was generating some funk, but just wasn't doing it for me. So not a great beer in my opinion. And then the Bird Song Lazy Bird Brown, man, I could see the potential, but coffee bitterness was just way off the scale, and unfortunately just not a good beer at all. Good potential, way overpowered by that coffee bitterness. But sadly, they can't all be winners, and that's kind of the way it is with beers. I feel like I'm lucky that a lot of the stuff I have I tend to like. Maybe I don't think it's great, but I at least think it's drinkable. I try to not be a super snob about things overall, and try to at least find everything to be drinkable. But these couple this past week, the infrared IPA was, I would probably call drinkable, but that Lazy Bird Brown, I'll probably try it again at some point just to give it a fair shake. But if you were to ask me right now if I would enjoy that beer, the answer would be absolutely not. So just what's next for in terms of reviews at PRB? I went home for the holidays, went up to Pennsylvania, so obviously I have a whole lot of northern beers to review. In terms of written reviews, I'll be talking this coming week about Collusion. I believe it's called Collusion Tapworks, or something like that. I'll get it right when they do the BIR on probably tomorrow, probably on Monday. I'll do the BIR starting off for Collusion Tapworks. Very, very new brewery from was essentially my home city, York, Pennsylvania. I believe they opened in the spring. As I said on I guess it was last Sunday. I believe I may have done an article or two about them in the news roundups as they were opening this past spring. But a lot of really great beers coming out of there, so I'll be focusing on them some for beers in review. In terms of that'll be written. I'll be also talking about Trogs. Went to Trogs Brewing in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And then I'll have a handful of other one-off beers that I'll be talking about in the written reviews. And then in terms of video reviews, I have a whole bunch of stuff that I brought from my parents' place in Pennsylvania. York, Pennsylvania's Liquid Hero Brewing. Some Magic Hat, which I can't remember where they're from. I know they're not local to Pennsylvania, but my dad bought a mixture of Magic Hat, so I got the bulk of that. What else? Couple beers from Firestone Walker. I think it's just one of their IPAs, so I'll be doing a video on that as well. And then a handful of one-offs, some stuff from Pennsylvania, something from Brooklyn Brewery in New York, beer from Maryland, Cidery, which is I believe I mentioned this already, but it was made less than a mile from where I went to middle and high school, so kind of funny to see that area is all relative. It's all basically farmland and relatively conservative area, so it's funny to see them have a brewery and cidery pop up in one of those old farmhouses. Anything else? No, that's kind of mainly what's next. The other big thing will be booze-free February and how I'm going to deal with that. You'll probably see a cutback on the beers in review going into February. I'll try to stock that with more news content. I've kind of been holding off semi-intentionally. But in addition to the 6-packs of news, I maybe will just do a little bit more of a long-form pick. One news article and do a more of a focused commentary discussion on the on whatever news article I find. So I'm going to find some ways to generate content during the month of February, writing-wise on the blog. In terms of videos, I'm going to maybe cut back to 2 a week just for those 4 weeks, but I'm basically going to do a backlog of videos, so I'm going to spend the back half of January knocking out enough videos to be able to post at least 2 a week, like I said, maybe 3 some weeks, but I'm hoping to not influence the site's progress too much. In the name of Booze Free February, this will be my 5th year, I believe, doing that. So it's just something that I always feel like doing, enjoy doing. It's just a nice little personal exercise in willpower and control, so forth for me. So that will be coming up in February. And then, of course, March has St. Pat's, and we'll see about doing a special series for that. I just don't want to repeat the same beers I did last time, so I might need to do a little bit of researching to find enough Irish beers, but I'll find something special to do leading up to St. Patrick's Day. So that is about all I have. This is 22 minutes, and that's fine. That's not a problem, because I'm sure y'all don't want to hear me just ramble on and on and on. So I gotta be honest, the video output, I thought I had good internet. Apparently it's not good enough for doing a whole lot of this streaming stuff. And it doesn't help that I'm doing the streaming out and then trying to check it out back in as well on on the same computer. So that's affecting things, I'm sure. But just probably don't have quite the super powered computer, not enough power to do the streaming thing regularly. But if I do, I'll maybe turn it into a semi-regular series. Again, I kind of picked the name Funday Night Live for, of course, the famous Sunday Funday phrase. But we'll see if that becomes a thing later in the year. But otherwise, thanks for checking out this video, everybody. That is it for this edition of Poorly Reviewed Beer. You can find all of my videos, video and written, along with news, commentary, and more, all at poorlyreviewedbeer.com. And, of course, poorly is spelled Pourly. I believe there's a link to that down below here. Also check out PRB on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Untapped. You can find all those links at poorlyreviewedbeer.com. You can find Twitter and Facebook at poorlyreviewedbeer.com. Instagram and Untapped for both, the username is poorlyreviewedbeer, again with the special spelling for poorly. Also feel free, I don't know if you can like live streams, but I will be posting this on my video feed at some point, so feel free to like this video, comment if you like, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks everybody for watching this little experiment, and I will see you around at Poorly Reviewed Beer. Now I have to figure out how to turn this off.